Hello YouTube, this is Yugioh Master here, and welcome to my Detective Papaya. And this is Master Papaya is my discount segment Papaya today. And this is gonna be interesting. And yeah, 60 card deck came 4th place, right?
It's a 60 card Alpha 5X prank kit deck.
Ooh, very interesting. Yes, we're gonna get to the button, shall we?
Right. So you start off playing as many prank kit cards as you can, essentially. It's got 3 prank kits place, and the Terraform will search for it.
Cool.
You got 3 Lampsies, 3 Dropsies, 3 Fansies, and 3 Roxies. This is so you've got 16 prank kits in total. Now, the prank kits combo is a big 1-card combo.
Yep.
You really only want to see one of these in the entire game.
Okay.
The idea is you draw one, and that's why you're playing 60 cards.
Okay. Cool.
Something that's crucial about this deck is the goal isn't really to use the prank kids as prank kids. The goal is to go through the prank kids combo, and they will inevitably hand trap it if they have any hand traps. Because there are so many obvious points that you should hand trap the prank kids combo. It's a strong combo.
Okay.
So the goal is to absorb their hand traps using the prank kids, and then go for the actual goal of the deck. So with that in mind, I'm only playing 2 Pandemonium, but I'm also playing 2 pranks. It's absolutely essential you set up pranks in the first round, because you are going to send your Meowmoo back to the extra deck, so that in the second turn, if you have another turn, you can actually use prank kid stuff. So in the second term, you'll be actually going through the prank kids combo, and that's how you'll provide your grind game. So you really need the pranks out, and you need it to return your Meowmoo back to the extra deck. So that's it for the prank cards. Then you've got a whole load of extenders. So we have 3 Ready Fusion and 1 Instant Fusion. These go for basically extra deck tuners.
Ooh.
It doesn't really matter which one of these you use. I play both. I'll go into it more when I'm talking about them. But these are great because they are with no cost whatsoever, no restrictions on what you have in the field. It's a tuner out of nowhere.
Well, isn't there a paywall plus I points for a bit before it? But yeah.
I mean, yeah. Then you have 3 Emergency Teleport, exactly the same reason. Is a tuner out of nowhere. The card we go for here is Ghost Ogre.
Okay. Interested. So what's the emergency target? What's this card target?
It targets Ghost Ogre.
Ah, I see.
So it's just a psychic tuner, which is a good hand trap anyway to use. I tried it with things like the Punk Engine, but I found it to be a bit bricky.
Okay.
So it's not the strongest play, but the goal is a single tuner on the field after you've done your practice line. So E-Telly fits that bill very well.
Okay.
Next in tuners, you can summon completely for free. 3 Tenny Spirited Aura.
Cool.
The disadvantage of that is you have to play it at the start, which kind of reveals to them that you are planning to do the outline, really.
Okay.
If your opponent's smart about it.
Yeah.
But that is very useful, because if you do brick and you don't draw a prank kid, but you do draw an Inhara, you can still summon him, and then you can still normal summon even a hand trap if you need to.
Yeah.
And this deck plays a lot of hand traps. So it's a really nice way of at least getting to the out combo, even if you don't draw anything else.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting.
And the last one is Crusadia Arborea. It's exactly the same really as Adhara. It's just another tuner you get on the field. The downside of it is obviously you have to summon it to a link zone.
Yeah.
So if you brick, Arborea does not help you because you won't have a link zone available.
Yeah, I see.
Although the advantage of Arborea, and I've considered 2 Adhara and 2 Arborea.
Yeah.
The advantage of Arborea is it comes at the end of the combo.
Yes.
So if you do prank kid stuff, you don't show your opponent the fact that you have the helpline available. So they won't hold the hand traps for the helpline.
I see.
And you've also got 1-for-1. 1-for-1 is another extender. It's fantastic because if you need a prank kid, you can get Fansies. But if you need a tuner, you can get Effect Vader. So it can be either side of your deck, which you can get out from that. And that's it for the extenders. Then you have Called by the Grave to try and protect your plays.
Okay.
It's a great card. I don't understand why your deck would not use it. And you've got 3 Cossack Designator.
That's a lot.
It's a 60 card deck, so you have a lot of room for hand traps. And your combos are very vulnerable to hand traps. So you can basically put every single hand trap that could possibly matter in the deck. And so Crossout is fantastic.
Oh.
So for the extensive hand trap line, 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Imperm, 3 Lancia. It comes up a lot this format.
Yeah, okay.
Not so much across that target because it doesn't really hurt you. It stops Roxy's from resolving, but that's about it.
Cool.
2 Ghost Ogre. These are an E-Telly target. They're also a great hand trap. I don't play 3 because if you have an E-Telly which you don't need, you can set the E-Telly, and then on their turn you can use it to get the Ghost Ogre, but it's a hard once per turn, so if you've got it in your hand, that's not useful. So at 2 it works, I think.
That's right.
2 Ghost Bell.
Ooh.
It's really nice to have that in there as a cross-up target. It's really nice to have that in there as a cross-up target because it hurts you really badly because it knocks out your Cockerel. It's also just quite a good hand trap this format, I think.
Yeah.
It can stop you getting scythed, which is nice. 2 Effect Veiler. They double up as a 1-for-1 target, which is really useful when you need to tune it from that.
That's true,
also
yeah.
just quite a strong card. 1 Nibiru. That's here mainly to protect you from your opponent's Nibirus if you've got cross out. 1 Dark Ruler. That's mained for the cross out. Your end board is a load of monster effects. So you lose very hard to Dark Ruler. It's in there, so if you don't have to use your cross out, you can set it and you've got protection against Dark Ruler. Cool. It's also not terrible if you draw it. I mean, going first, it doesn't matter. Going second, it's good.
I see.
Mystic Mine, you are playing Terraforming, which means you have a bit more access to this when you need it.
Yeah.
Also, it can be quite useful as a cross out target, and prank kids are able to win under Mystic Mine. So.
Yeah, obviously. Because they can burn you.
Then you get 3 Cosmic Cyclone.
Oh.
I think there are lots of good spell and traps to this format. Also, Cosmic Cyclone hurts you quite badly as well, so again, it's quite nice to have there for the cross out. And then you have the 3 bricks, and the reason I'm playing 60 cards, these are for the help combo.
I see. Makes sense, man. That makes sense.
These 2, if you draw them, it doesn't matter too much. You just don't get an extra card in your hand.
Yeah.
If you draw this, it breaks your combo, and your end board is a lot worse. So you really don't want to draw that. But the fact that you have to use 3 bricks is the reason we're playing a 60 card deck, essentially.
I see. I see.
As for the extra deck,
Yes.
1 Yamamoo, obviously. Only 2 Dododododos. I've been considering going up to 3, but again, prank kids are not really the main goal, and you are going to want to end on pranks, so you're going to shuffle them all back into the deck.
I see.
So it doesn't matter too much.
That's
1 Bow Bark. It comes in useful, basically. It combos well with Dodododo. If you know how normal prank kids deck works.
dog is by way as well.
If you know how normal prank kids deck work, that's a pretty standard pick. Only 1 Battle Butler. I'm a single Weather Washer. It can stop you losing every now and then. It's useful to have the battle protection during their turn. And a lot of times you will only have 2 prank kids when you lose your turn, so it's nice to have a 2 target, which isn't completely useless.
Yeah.
That's it for the prank kids extra deck you play. It's a very trimmed down version. And this is to make room for all the Hagrid Firebacks cards. So you've got Hagrid Firebacks, you have Aurora Dom, and then in order of the way you summon them, you have Cupid Pitch, Savage Dragon, Baron, and a Herald of the Arclight. So the end board ends with these 3.
Oh, that's going to be a tough one.
So you have 3 negates, plus any other cards you happen to have.
Yeah, so there's going to be 4 disruptions, possibly.
Lastly, so you have these 2. These are instant fusion and ready fusion targets. This one's especially good because it can go with Lampsies to get Boros Sword as well if you need to. That's really all they do.
Yeah.
And then the last is an access code talker, just when you need to push for game.
Yeah.
You don't have a Link 3, obviously, where you've got Aurora Dom, which is sometimes still alive, but 4 free attack and blowing up their entire field is usually enough.
Yeah. Oh, right. Well, this is the Yugioh Master, and this is the Stack Papa, came 4th place, and drop a like, and see you next time. Peace.